Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we'll be talking about how to shuffle a deck of cards. Now, as you know, there are a lot of ways to do this, so a quick disclaimer before I get into this is when I say normal way to shuffle a deck of cards, I'm talking probably if you live in like North America somewhere. Yeah, I know, I realize that different places around the world have their own unique way or quote normal way of shuffling a deck of cards. So I might actually do a video about that later on. I'm considering it, so stay tuned for that. It could be interesting. But in terms of today, we'll be talking about the overhand shuffle, which is very common. It's just something that looks just like that. And yeah, it's great to learn whether you're into magic and you want a more convincing way to do it and somehow haven't quite learned it at this moment, or if you don't do cardistry or anything at all and you're just searching this up to try to figure out how to shuffle a deck of cards so you don't embarrass yourself or so that you can focus on talking to your friends, whatever it is, great thing to learn. On a quick side note, the reason I decided to do a tutorial on this was because I was doing a tutorial on how to spread through a deck of cards, something else that I think is quite, essential. Click right up there if you want to learn that. But I was mentioning things I think everybody should be able to do, and I was like, how to deal a deck of cards, how to shuffle, and I was like, oh, why don't I do a tutorial on the overhand shuffle? So that's what we're doing today. Grab yourselves a deck of cards, doesn't really matter, any deck will do. Something about this size, it could be an Uno deck, could be whatever you want. Yeah, and let's hop right into the tutorial. Alright, so first things first, just grab your deck of cards. Again, it doesn't really matter what type of deck you have, but preferably a set of playing cards that are poker sized. But again, the cool thing about this is it really works with anything that's, about this big, or even if it's smaller. But grab something about this size, and here's pretty much what it looks like. So it looks like this, and how you do it pretty much is you take your right hand and you grip the cards like this. All right, so this is just my fourth finger and my middle finger on this side, my thumb here, and my index can rest on top, can go on the back. You can figure out where you want your index. Your pinky just can stay out of the way. So you hold the deck like this in this sort of grip, so get comfortable with that. And your left hand is gonna take the cards in this sort of grip here. Now, what this is your three fingers here, your middle finger, your fourth finger, your pinky finger are on this side, right? And your index finger is kind of curled around the side, and your thumb will do all the work of figuring out which cards come down. So how I like to think of this is if you go from dealer's grip, which is just holding the cards like this. You could try it with the tuck case. It's just if you hold it like this, right? Like you would an object. If you're to tilt it up, you'd naturally end up there. So from here to there, this is where you want to be. So again, you take the deck and you get into that sort of position where you're here, three fingers here, and then now you place the deck there and you use your thumb to strip off, I don't know, that's probably 10, 15 cards. You pull that and you lift your hand. Get that focus. You pull that, you lift your right hand up and just let those cards fall into this kind of clip where your index finger's there and your three fingers are on the bottom. Go there. And then you attack sort of at an angle like this, so it goes back down, and you repeat. Thumb, pull it back up, goes up, again, slight angle, and you keep doing that until you're done with the cards, and then you square it up, just like that, and then you go back in the same position, and you repeat it again. So again, this really shouldn't be too hard to learn, unless I don't do my job, but you should be able to take it like this, should feel decently comfortable, and you just let the cards drop as you pull them off. Now, alternatively, you could just take one card at a time. I think this is used in some magic effects to simulate you shuffling the cards, because what you're doing is you're literally just reordering the deck one by one. But I don't know, maybe you need to know that, not sure. But for the most part, you're just gonna grab a clump off the top, and that's pretty much how you're gonna do it. Okay, so one more time from a slightly more close-up angle. Take the deck just like this, got it here, index on the back, and you place it so you're holding it in both hands like this, and then you just start to pull cards off with your thumb, and they'll balance on the 3 fingers here. Just like that. I'll give you a second to take a look. So the cards should just balance there. You come back in until you hit the bottom, pull some more off, and they should fall right in the same place. And the cards just fall into place just like that. So when you speed it up, it should be this fluid sort of motion. Now, some tips are, don't grab it too tight with your right hand, just because if you're too tight, when you pull, it'll be hard to pull cards out, and sometimes they'll like stick to your fingers. Just find what works right for you. So not too tight, not too loose, but I'd say rather err on the slightly lighter side than on the tighter side, just because it'll make life easier and you'll be able to go a bit faster with less hassle. In terms of the left hand, just relax and let the cards fall. Don't try to grab the cards completely, because that'll be a bit harder to do. And besides this, you might need a little bit of practice, but you really shouldn't have too much trouble. Alright, so that was the tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's probably the shortest tutorial that I've done in a very long time, but hopefully I went through everything you need to know. Again, it's not too hard of a move, so it shouldn't take too long to learn, but it's definitely worth learning, even if you don't do magic or cardistry or whatever. It's just whenever you play cards with friends and you need to shuffle a deck of cards, it's always there. It'll let you not think about shuffling and focus more on your conversation or whatever you want to focus on. And if you do magic, it's great to learn this and learn some sleights associated with it, just so that you get to look more normal, like you'll shuffle like a human being when doing magic. Now, not that I have anything against the double undercut. Like, if that's where you're at and you need to do this, by all means, like it's a great way to get a card around, and if you do it seamlessly, it's probably better than doing something really fancy not as seamlessly. But in my opinion, if you can do the same thing like that you're doing with this by just using a sleight and doing this, by all means just do this, because in essence you don't want your magic to have all these super weird moves that nobody would do, you know, in just real life. Say like your double lift, like it's much better to have your double lift, you know, just look like that, right? And be able to have 2 cards than to have to like do this and then, you know, try it again, and then, you know, nervously look up and talk, and then like flip your card like you're doing something wrong, and then like do this and like flip it. Like, you want to look natural and fluid and do what everybody else is doing, and act almost as if you're a layman. Now again, that that carries over to a lot of magic effects, but of course the flip side of that is the whole eye candy thing, and I won't get into that in this video. But I do eye candy and stuff. But the difference is, with like eye candy and cardistry, you're doing it because it's a flourish and it looks cool, whereas for the other stuff, you're just not proficient in making your sleights look normal, so it's super awkward. So anyways, that was kind of a bit of a rant, sorry. But great move to learn. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you watch my videos and you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing right down below. Leave a comment below if you feel compelled to do so. Leave a like, do whatever you want. If you haven't watched enough of my videos. I'll link some videos at the end. Be sure to check those out. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and also, some of you might have noticed right here behind me, am I pointing to it? There's a new bit of artwork on my wall. Thought I might show it to you guys. It's kind of cool. Just framed the jokers because I never really used those. Yeah, I think it looks interesting. Yeah, see you guys next video. Peace.